and welcome to my channel. My name is Venus and today I am going through my 2025 reading journal setup. I'm so excited to share it with you guys. If you checked out my 2024 reading journal, then you will know that I have a very retro, colorful, fun style. It's definitely not your typical earth tones, amazing lettering, just all of the very beautiful aesthetic things you see in most reading journals. I am someone who is not super creative. I also like a lot of bright colors, although this year I do have a couple of little more muted spreads just because I had some really cool washi tape that I wanted to use. I just want to encourage you, if you've been thinking about doing a reading journal and you're very intimidated by all of the amazing journals that you see on YouTube or online, TikTok, whatever, just know that you can do whatever you want. It doesn't have to follow any specific theme. My journal jumps all over the place from nostalgic to just bookish content. And I just wanted to do an introduction before you only see my hands. So let's jump into my 2025 reading journal setup. And just so you know, here is the cover. It's already starting off nostalgic. So here is the cover. I got this from Archer and Olive. It is an A5 size journaling book. This specific journal is sold out on their website, but if you do want to search for it, it is called, I believe, A5 Nostalgia on the Archer and Olive website. So I love this. I had to get it. It sold out quite a few times and I clicked on the notify me when available. I don't see that link anymore as of today, but you can always keep trying. You never know. I got this, I believe, it was either last year or late 2023. So here's the inside. I usually put a bunch of stickers on the inside cover, but I love this checkerboard gold, so I'm just going to keep it the way that it is. And then I kept my title page very simple. And then I'm probably going to put some stickers over here. I just haven't chosen the stickers I want to use yet. But first page is my reading goals. As you can see, I did a little scrapbooking, found some Saturday morning cartoon graphics or copied pictures online and printed that off and stuck it here and used some fun washi tape. And then I just used a scrapbook piece of paper from a notebook to make it look like I doodled something in like my notebook from high school. But here are the reading goals. I plan to try to read 120 books. Still going through Stephen King books, so trying to read 6 books this year, 6 Stephen King books. 4 nonfiction books. I read 0 last year. 2 classics. I shortened this goal because last year I only got to 1. And then I'm still working on my NetGalley rating, so trying to increase it. It's currently at like 49, I believe, so trying to get it up to at least 60. And then keeping with the fun old school theme, I just printed this. I'm old enough to remember having to look up movie times in the newspaper. So I found one of these to print off online for just to use for this side. So I noticed with Archer and Olive, this doesn't lay flat like my other notebook or journal from last year. This side, these pages really stick up a lot, so it was kind of driving me crazy. So you'll see on this side, I tend to fill it up sometimes with just fun stuff. This is my reading tracker. I love this, one of the reading trackers. This shows how many pages I read a day, and I loved doing this last year. It was so fun to see it all filled in. You'll see down here, not perfect. Lines are not all lined up. That initially drove me crazy, but hey, it's fine. And then, of course, I put a little sticker from The Shining. I believe I got that on Etsy. Here is my Goodreads challenge, and this just is where I'll number all the books that I've read, and I also keep track of the format. So immersive means I listened to the audiobook and read the physical or ebook at the same time, and then physical, audiobook, and ebook. And this is super fun. Again, I love the way this turned out last year when it was all filled in. This year I did add a Dutch door to this because these shelves, each shelf holds 25, I believe. No, 50. Each shelf holds 50 books. so I have enough space in case I go over my goal. And then on the inside here is where I'll keep my key for all the different genres. So this is my genre tracker. And then this is kind of where I went a little bit more, not so colorful. I had some really cool washi tape that I wanted to use, so I kept it really simple. This is where I will keep all of my book covers that I read. And this grid, because I don't know about you, but I literally can't stand counting the dots to make everything even. So I totally cheated with this and found this on an Etsy shop, and it just fit in here perfectly and allowed me to put some washi tape above and below it. I believe this is 25 book covers per page, so I have quite a few of these just to make sure I gave myself enough room, because last year I ran out of room and I couldn't put all my covers on there. And then this is my reading log. I noticed that when I try to write a header, I butcher it. It's like horrible. Either it doesn't come out right or it's not centered. So I just decided to take some paper and write it on there first and cut it out and then center it on here. It makes it so much easier, less stressful. I can mess up as many times as I want and I don't have to worry about it ruining the journal. So, because trust me, underneath this sticker, it's a mess. But this is where I'll keep track, of my title, of the book that I read, the date, and the rating, the date that I finished it. And gave myself plenty of room for this as well. And then here, I love this so much. I wanted to make like a cemetery of books that I DNF, and I used the spelling of cemetery like pet cemetery. So every time I DNF a book, as you can see, I've already got one for this year. There's actually, I think, two. I will print it. I use this little template on Canva, and then I just stick the book cover on there. So this hopefully won't be full of gravestones by the end of the year, but I definitely gave myself plenty of room. And then I just sketched this. It looks crazy. This tree is skinny, but it's all fine. And there's a moon there. I mean, it just was fun times. I had fun with this. And then I'll probably add more bats and stuff as I fill it in more. And then here is my anticipated releases for the year. I have not, as you see, started doing research for that yet, but this is where everything will go once I get a chance to do that. Here is my book haul. I like this much better than the way I had it last year. This is where I'll keep track of all the books that I buy every month. And then this is where I'll keep track of my series. This I gave myself room because there are more series I want to add on there, but I just haven't narrowed it completely down yet. But as of right now, these are the 4 series that are priority for 2025. So Age of Madness by Joe Abercrombie, Expanse by, I think it's James S.A. Corey. This is fantasy. This is sci-fi opera. Excuse me, space opera. Live Ship Traders by Robin Hobb, and then a new one is Magnolia Parks Universe. I read Magnolia Parks in January and I am obsessed. So I know I'm going to fly through the rest of those books this year. And this is where I keep track of my Stephen King books. This is a fun, shining, is that shining? Yes, it's a shining sticker that I got from Etsy, a Carrie sticker. This is where I'll track my classics and nonfiction. And then this, I love this spread. So last year I used like a printout online of brackets for the book of the year, and I knew I wanted to change it. So I really love the way this turned out. I love the colors. I printed a copy of a book fair. If you remember, if you're old enough, I don't even know if they still do this, but the Scholastic Book Fair brochures that you would get and get to take home and beg your parents to fill out and buy you books. And I just printed that off to fill this space here, make it a little more colorful. And then another space holder, I just Googled 90s cereals. I love this so much. My printer is terrible, so it didn't turn out as crisp as I preferred, but some of these cereals I really remember, and then some of them I'm like, oh my gosh, like I definitely remember the ET cereal. I do not remember Nerds cereal. I can't even imagine what that tasted like. I remember the Urkelos. I do remember Ghostbuster. I remember this Dunkin' Donuts guy when Dunkin' Donuts actually used to bake their donuts in their stores. Um, and then this dude, this just was so fun and nostalgic. I love it. But this is where I'll keep pictures, the book covers of all the books that my favorite book of the month for each month. And then here is my 5-star. I was thinking kind of like a 5-star playlist of all of my 5-star books for 2025. I gave myself room in case I run out of space on here. Hopefully I do, but you never know. We'll see. And then this year I added a tracking so that I can track how many books all in one place. So I can track how many books I read, the books that I read that were owned, library or ARCs, any rereads, 5 stars for that month, that month, how many pages I read that month, how many subscribers I have, and how many views. And then total actually should be down here. So I screwed that up, but we'll make it work at the end of the year. It's fine. And then here's my January cover, whatever you want to, January spread for Winterween. That I have my TBR for that. I did make a TBR for Winterween and all the prompts. And that's where we are with my 2025 reading journal. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what spreads are your favorite in your reading journal. And as always, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I will see you again soon. See ya.